Hey everyone, welcome back to Entertainment Corner. Today we're going to be doing kind of a thrifting haul of the past, I don't know, month or so. Some of these, there's like a few titles in here that I'm not sure if I've shown before, and I apologize if I have. There's one title I'm like actually pretty sure I did show before, but I just don't remember because I haven't been doing as many videos as recently. So I have been doing a lot of thrifting, but I actually got some really cool deals the other day, which is nice. I think I'm missing. Let me grab two more things. Okay, so let's start off very random order, but because I put them all on my shelf, so I don't remember. I don't remember exactly when I got these all. I do remember this one was a few days ago. We got 16 Bible stories animated. Can never go wrong with the Bible, right? I don't know. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to have some of the stuff animated, even if it's not that great, like not animated great. It's just a fun way to digest it. Because the Bible can be long and confusing, and I don't know. Sometimes consuming it in a way that's not just reading it is helpful for me. So that's cool. This is like $1.50 at Goodwill. I don't know what that is. Is that live action or? I don't know, but very cool release, nonetheless. I'll have to check some of these out, see how good they are. I don't know. It's fun. And then it also came taped with this, some Bible songs. I'm not as interested in this, but I don't really think Christian music's that good. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't care for it. But yeah, that would get me in trouble with my grandma, I'm sure. Anyway, and then also cool. I was actually arguably, I really like cartoons, but arguably I'm a little bit more excited for this. Jesus of Nazareth. It's a 70s take. It's a little mini series. It's like 6 hours long. I think it's 4 parts, I think. I do really like 70s media, so like movies. I don't know that I've really, watched as much 70s TV, but this is put out by Shout Factory, and it's got some pretty good actors in it, so I'm actually a little bit skeptical. I don't know how accurate it's going to be, or if there's going to be some weird stuff to it, that doesn't really seem accurate. I don't know. We'll see. But I did look at the reviews, and a lot of people really liked it. So, some good actors from the 70s. It's probably going to be pretty good. So, I do look forward to checking this out. Most of the time, I try to stay away from Christian media because for me, it just seems. I guess I'm open to it. It's just it has to be done right because I know there's a lot of videos, really great videos actually made on Christian movies and how they're just not really movies. They're kind of it's essentially I don't know. I can't remember what the videos. I think were just saying essentially that it's a service, like a Sunday service almost, but it's a really lazy movie, and I think that's why I don't really like to participate in watching that kind of stuff because I'm very skeptical that it's gonna be it's not actually thought provoking. It's not really there's not really care put into the actual part of film and the medium of it, because to me that's really important. When I watch something, it has to have care into it, or at least it has to look like it. I mean, it has to look like people tried and really care about what all that means. And to me, from what I've seen, it's I like to watch VeggieTales and stuff, but because I grew up with that nostalgia and all that, and it can be pretty funny. But at least it has some care into it. But I've seen I haven't watched the movies, but I've seen how awful stuff. There's the movie series called God's Not Dead, and it just that all just looks really cringy and awful from the trailers I've seen. And so anyway, I think having a show from the 70s with some good named actors shows me that maybe this will actually be produced pretty well, and hopefully because it's from further back, it might actually be somewhat more accurate and not not like making a mockery of Christianity or whatever. And it might actually be like a nice, like, honest effort that might actually be entertaining and enjoyable. So we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, let's move on. This one was really awesome. I've been kind of wanting to check this show out. My grandparents actually mentioned it not too long ago. It was called That 70s Show. I've heard of it, of course. Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher. I got this for 75 cents at Goodwill. Like, that's a pretty good deal. Came in really good condition, so of course I've noticed. There's a guy I watch on YouTube called Cinema Sickness. Go check him out if you haven't already. I'm sure there's some subscribers that cross over, but I noticed when he looks at discs, sometimes he's like, "Oh, that's not really that great condition," and it's like only a scratch or two, and I'm like, you know what? I think I pick up stuff that I really shouldn't, like, that's a little bit too scratched. So I'm trying to, like, be better about that and kind of replace my stuff. Now, if there's something that's like out of print and it's like it's probably gonna play and it has some scratch, like some light scratches or even some scratches, I'll probably buy it because it's like for example, this is a great example right here. It's perfect right at my right next to me. Whose line is it anyway? This is out of print. This is harder to find. I found it in Alaska. The first disc is actually in really good condition. The second disc has some scratches, but it's like, to me, it was worth paying like $3 to get this, and then like just upgrade when I do find a better condition copy. To me, but there's some other stuff that I really don't need to be picking up that that I ended up picking up. It was a little bit more scratch than I wanted to. Something I've also noticed is sometimes I will look in the stores and it looks like it's in better condition. I guess I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's I'm looking too quickly. I'm not like checking the angles good enough, but like I look at it, think it's fine. I get home and I notice more scratches or more scuffs or like weird stuff like that. And I'm like, that's really weird. So it's getting kind of frustrating for me. So I'm really trying to be extra cautious about looking at things very, very carefully and like really like taking a minute to look at the disc and check all the angles so I can actually see the condition of the disc, because it is starting to piss me off because I'll get home and then my light at home just shows it a lot better. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just taking my time more at home. But it really does bother me, and then I'll see people thrifting, and then they'll just like check in, like, oh, that's, and because I want the best conditioned discs, but sometimes it's like I get mad. Like I said, I get mad at myself because I somehow miss, it's misrepresented to me, or I'm just not doing a good enough job at looking. But there's other times where it's like, okay, it's pretty clear that it's good condition. The lights at the store make it look that way, and I get home and it's the same. But sometimes it doesn't happen that way, and it's just like, I gotta get on top of that. It has happened a lot with children's titles, which I understand. Like, I'm wary. I've watched a lot of thrifting videos. People say, like, and I've experienced it for myself, children's titles tend to be usually pretty scratched, with some exceptions. So it's like, I try to be cautious of that. But even sometimes, like, like I said, I'll look, it looks fine. I come home, it's not. Long-winded rant, but something I need to be more wary about, and maybe you should consider for yourself if you're not doing. I don't know people's buying habits and what they do, but this one was really cool. The 2 sequels to Aladdin on Blu-ray, and it's actually region free. It's very tiny. It says A, B, and C, which is cool. Oh, it says it more clearly up here on the disc, which is nice. Very happy to have this. I really do like the first Aladdin movie, and I don't actually think I've ever seen either of these, so it'd be nice to check. I don't even have Aladdin on Blu-ray yet. I think I'm sure I've seen it out at Goodwill before, but I haven't picked it up. I'm being wary about what I buy for Disney because I don't really like Disney. I don't really want to support them. I guess they're not getting supported if I'm buying it from Goodwill, but I haven't really spent the money because I don't really want to pay $5 for a Disney Blu-ray, but I paid $4 for 2 Disney movies on Blu-ray, and they're a little bit like less common, so that's cool. Better Off Dead. This is actually a great example of what I was talking about. I checked the disc at the store, and it looked fine. Then I come home, and I don't know how well you can see that. There's some scratching on that. Sometimes scratches just don't, like, it doesn't affect it as much. But there's one time where I had a What About Bob DVD. I still have it, actually. Same thing. I thought it looked good in the store. I came home, checked it. It was a little bit different. I actually watched through because we were rewatching it, me and my family, and it skipped. Like, it skipped a good, 5-10 minutes. And I'm like, how? So sometimes scratches are not, they're not a great, like, you can just guess all you want. So, I'm pissed because I've actually been doing, this is something I'll do. It's like, unless I have seen this movie before. We actually own a better copy of it. I just wanted one for my own collection. So I knew I liked this movie, but still, I've been trying to do, like, my Goodwill has been doing 50-75% off since last year. So I just try to get them, I just usually try to get at least the 50% off tag, because then it goes from $3.50 to $3 to $1.50. So I've been doing that when I buy movies a lot, and I'll just usually pass on stuff unless it's like something I know I love and I really, really want. Usually I just pass on the $3 stuff, and I eventually, if it just stays, I'll end up getting it a few weeks later or something. But this one I knew I wanted, and I think it was still only $1.50, but I was like really, really pissed off that it was not what I thought it was going to be. Based on my incompetence or the light, I don't get it. I don't know what it would be. Next up is Blazing Saddles. My dad was telling me this is a good movie to watch. I somewhat enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. I don't know. I'm starting to get into Mel Brooks movies, but that one wasn't really it was a good movie. I just didn't think it was great. I didn't love it. I liked it. I will keep it in the collection, and I'll probably rewatch it at some point, but next up, I actually got this factory sealed, but I opened it. I usually open my factory sealed movies because people are like, well, why not just wait? And I'm like, sometimes I like to check the discs because, no, I actually like to check them all the time, because I have had things happen where I do open it right away and there's some scratching on it, and I'm like, oh, well. It's more important for when you buy it new, because then you can actually get a return. If it's a used movie, I mean, well, okay, you're going to take it back to the store. Good luck with that. But I do like to just check just to make sure, because I did get something I actually forgot. Hold on. I got this at Target in their clearance bin for $5. I was really happy. It's Season 2, Part 2, which I think is a little bit harder to find than Season 1. First disc, great condition. It was brand new, obviously, it's from Target. Then I got open to the second disc, and yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Right. Did I hit the right light? Yeah. Sorry. I'm looking through my desktop monitor, and then I'm trying to angle it just right, and then point my finger. Yeah, there's some scratches right along here. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it'll affect play, but it's just super annoying. It was brand new. No floaters. Just how it is. So that's frustrating. I mean, it was a cool pickup. We'll see how I'll watch through it at some point, but I do want to pick up Season 1 and then Season 2 Part 1. This is a Scooby-Doo I've been really wanting to check out. Anyway, to finish up, thoughts on this. It's a Judy Garland, Fred Astaire. I think it's probably a dancing movie. Fred Astaire does a lot of dance, musical kind of stuff. But I have to be in the right mood for it. But when I am in the mood, I tend to enjoy these kinds of movies. I don't think I showed the disc yet. So that was a cool pickup. This one was in a stack of movies that I got from a pawn shop that they do $150 per movie or $150 a DVD or 10 for 10, which is cool. And actually, I got a Blu-ray from them, and they counted it as a DVD. I didn't say anything. I think the guy knew. He just was just giving me a deal or something. I'm not gonna say anything. If you want to give it to me for $1.50, go. Next up is from the same place, Gypsy. I do have this on VHS. Haven't watched it yet, but I thought I'd get it. Looks like a fun movie. I like collecting Warner Brothers movies. I mean, there's just so many. Warner Brothers tends to do good. Anything before the 2000s, not everything, but There's a good chunk. If it has a Warner Brothers logo on it, I usually end up buying it. I mean, Warner Brothers just has produced so many films, and a lot of them are just really good. They've done most of Clint Eastwood's movies. Like, it's hard to go wrong with Warner Brothers, in my opinion. Next up, I don't know if I've shown this before. I just don't remember. But Primary Colors, I really like John Travolta. He's been growing on me. I watched him in Blowout, Get Shorty. What else? I know I've seen him in more. Pulp Fiction, I didn't love Pulp Fiction, but like John Travolta, whatever. Yeah, he's in a lot of movies I like. And he's a great actor, charming. So I'm not like super into like political dramas, but for John Travolta, sure. And this one was like $1.50, so, or maybe even 75 cents. So, if I don't like it, whatever. This one, oh, I was so happy to find. This was at the pawn shop. So I have a copy. Oh, I'll just show it first. Producers, the Mel Brooks, the original 67 version or 69 or something like that. So I got the Producers, and then I was watching Blazing Saddles or something else, and I was like looking at Mel Brooks' filmography on IMDb, and I'm like, didn't he do the Producers? I'm like, I think I have that. So I went into my room and I looked and I'm like, oh, I have the Matthew Broderick one, which means it's a remake. I haven't seen it yet, but I was like, oh, like I've been watching Mel Brooks movies, and he has and actually I watched a movie that has Gene Wilder. It's a TV movie. It's about murder. It was really good, and so that kind of got me on Gene Wilder. And so I watched. There's one other movie in here that I'll show you that has Gene Wilder. But I watched Blazing Saddles. I watched that movie. I also got Willy Wonka. I haven't seen that yet, but like, I just really like Gene Wilder. And Mel Brooks is kind of coming up on my director's list that I really like. Anyway, so I've been wanting to find, like, this was only like a week or two ago that I had like, oh, I want the original Producers, and I found it. It actually, so it was a slipcover. I always go the wrong way because it's backwards for me. But under it was sealed. But so it's like a really nice copy, really nice, and like feels new, and like because no one's ever watched this copy, of course. And it's like this really nice DVD case, like this beautiful, like great flipper disc. It's got 2 discs, and it's got an insert. Like these are when like DVDs were like really well done. So I'm excited to check out this version. I'll check out both, obviously, but I'm really excited to check out this one. This one was cool. I had the first 2 in a double feature set, and I haven't seen them yet, but I know I'm gonna like them. They're buddy cop movies. I mean, or they're buddy. Yeah, I think I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, this one's got the nice flipper too. So I heard they're making a 4th one. I can't say whether I'm excited or not because I haven't seen them, but I think I'll like them. I really like the Lethal Weapons. And there's another series that I wanted to check out. Oh yeah, I want to finish. I have watched the first one, Beverly Hills Cop. I love Eddie Murphy. He's great. So I definitely want to watch the 2nd and 3rd one. This one was interesting. I think it was 75 cents. The Saint with Val Kilmer. I don't know, like I know of Val Kilmer, but I don't know that I've seen him in any movie, or I don't remember him from a particular movie. It just looked like an interesting one. It's about espionage, which who doesn't like some good espionage? And then this one was cool. This is the Blu-ray that I was talking about. That was from the pawn shop that they charged me $1.50 for. It was Bette Midler and Woody Allen in Scenes from My Mom. This is really funny because I started to read the back, and it says Down and Out in Beverly Hills and Ruthless People, like right next to each other. And it's funny because I got a gift card for Christmas, $10 on Amazon, and I had some movies in the list of stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to probably buy maybe one Blu-ray, but I'm like, well, I want to get like 2 movies, like if I can, try to stretch the money out. And I had those 2 in there, and one had Danny DeVito, and there's a 3rd one I was debating between, but I ended up getting those 2 because they sound the most interesting. And it's really funny that they like list both of those in the order that I purchased. I just thought that was really funny. This one didn't get great reviews on IMDb, but it's a Blu-ray. It's from Mill Creek, and especially since I got it for cheaper. It's Woody Allen and Bette Miller. I thought I would enjoy it, or at least it would be worth checking out at the very least. Especially since I didn't get it for I got it for cheaper than $5. This one was another one from the pawn shop that I've been wanting to watch this for a while. I've seen this so many times at Goodwill, and I've just passed on it. Like, I've even seen it on Blu-ray for like $5, and I'm like, well, I don't know, for $1.50, probably the cheapest I found it, or yeah, likely. It is on DVD, but Tropic Thunder, I'm really excited to check it out. I have heard great things about this movie. This is like one of those movies that like, oh, it was made past 2000 and it's, pretty good. So, and then this one I'm pretty sure I've shown, but just for the sake of it, I'll show it again in case I haven't. Uncle Buck. I have this on VHS, but I didn't watch it. I just know I was going to like it because it's John Candy. The guy, I mean, come on, the guy's lovable. You can't not love Johnny Candy, right? Getting close to the end here. This one I got at actually a supermarket, which is interesting. They sell movies. It had the 20th Century Fox Studio Classics, so I'm like, well, it's probably good. That was like the only old movie in the whole thing that I could find, and it was on Blu-ray. Wild River, and then especially like the back, that kind of sold me. And it said something about how Martin Scorsese said it was one of the best Eliza Karen films. I can't speak. It just looks really cool. I'll probably enjoy it. I like old movies. Okay, this is the other Mel Brooks, Gene Wilder one. Young Frankenstein. We actually do have a copy of this at home, but I've heard so many good things from people, and I'm like, I just gotta check it out. And it was $5 at Goodwill. I'm like, that's probably about comparable of what I'd get it on Amazon for. I am a little, because I didn't know much about Young Frankenstein, but they have color screenshots, but the movie isn't in color. I mean, the front cover is in color, and I'm like, okay. Turns out it's not, but it looks really good in black and white. Like it, the way they, like, I actually watched a short little snippet of Mel Brooks talking about it, and he was like, yeah, so it was, so like this movie has to be in black and white, and then the meeting ended up going on for another hour or something, and so they were trying to make, okay, well, can we at least like shoot it in color, but then we'll show it in black and white, but they wanted it color for some other country that just gotten color stuff. I'm retelling the story terribly, but he's like, no, because what you guys are going to do is just end up using the color and screw me over. So they got like really nice quality black and white, and the restoration on it looks amazing. I'm sure it was kept in really good condition. So it was a pretty good movie. I really actually enjoyed that one. That was really good. I can see why people really like that movie. Okay, now talking about, oh gosh, this movie, this video is probably already like 20-25 minutes. I'll try to keep it brief, but I asked for this. I've never seen it, but I'd never seen it. I asked for this. It's a Warner Archives title. It's a Blu-ray. I'm like, people were like in their collections. A lot of people had it, and like, this movie is so good. So I decided to pick it up. I like Gene Hackman a lot. I really only seen him in like one or two movies, but I really liked him. And I just had to get it. And this is one of my favorite movies of all time, I have to say. Immediately upon watching it, it just had so many things I liked about it. It had good mystery, it had good action. The pacing was just like, it was really enjoyable. Like, it wasn't too slow, it wasn't too fast. And Gene Hackman, the acting was great. And the cinematography really just sold me on the movie. Like, there's so many things that the movie did right, but the cinematography just really like pushed it up a notch, and it's so beautiful. Like, it's beautiful, the story's great. It's just a classic, like, good movie from the 70s. Like, I'm telling you, 70s movies, I tell you. It's like neo-noir. It's very close to what I'd call a perfect movie. I will treasure this. I will rewatch this, I'm sure, many, many times. So I thank my sister for getting it, and now I really want to check out some more archive titles. Some like lesser known, like not so popular movies, because like that was so good. So I saw on the archive collection, I've been going through this phase where I'm like, well, I don't want to like blind buy $20 movies. So I mean, that's why I asked for Christmas. But it's like I at least want to try to see stuff streaming first. HBO Max, we had it. We did just cancel it recently, but we had it for a while. I was like, okay, I'm just going to go through all my archive collection. Like, I have an archive collection list on Amazon of stuff that I'm interested in, just based on the cover and the description and the actors and even the directors. I'm like, okay, these are the ones that like, I'm interested in watching. I'll see which ones are on HBO Max because they're Warner Brothers, like, right? Like, Warner Archive, Warner Brothers, you'd think they'd have like all of them or most of them. One. They had one. Granted, it was fantastic. It was Wait Until Dark with Audrey Hepburn. I love that movie. I really want to get that one. But I was just really surprised. I was like, what? That doesn't... They have Turner Classic Movies. Like, they really have a lot of old stuff, and they don't have the archive collection ones. So, they're, I mean, even more... I'm sure you could find them somewhere, or, you know, you could rent them, but I'm like, well... we'll see. I'll figure out how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to kind of wait till I get a job before I start really getting into, like Warner Archives, because they're going to get, they're expensive. Like, sometimes on the cheaper end you can get them for $12, $13, but they tend to sit more around $15 to $20. So, and then last one, a Clint Eastwood movie. Any Which Way You Can. Can't go wrong. Actually, I thought this was the one I'd seen before. There's apparently two. Maybe there was a third one, but I'm pretty sure there's only two. Well, actually, I think there's only two, because I'll tell you something in just a second. I had seen Any Way But Loose or something. I can't. That was the first one. I watched that one on HBO Max, I'm pretty sure, and I really liked it. Me and my dad love Clint Eastwood movies. But I just picked this one up because I'm like, oh, I enjoyed it. You know, it was the orangutan movie. Turns out it was the sequel, which is great because I'd never seen it. So we actually watched this last night, and I really enjoyed it. It was like, Clint Eastwood really can't. I mean, it's really hard for him to go wrong. I think there's like one or two movies, and I haven't even seen all of them. Like, I've only seen probably close to 20, maybe closer to 25. I'm not sure, and that's like half of his movies. There's like two movies that I don't really care for, but this one was really enjoyable, just as good as the first one in my opinion. I'm very happy to have it. So, I think a pretty decent stack. I think that's it. I remembered like a few things as I started recording, and I showed them. There are other things where I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I showed them off in old videos, so I just didn't bring them in. But I relatively, I think this is about it. Okay, let's see how all this will work. I'm trying. Okay. This is going to take forever to edit. It's 30 minutes, so minus long pauses and sounds that I pause for. I'm sure it'll probably be around 25 minutes. So thanks for watching. If you stuck to the end, thank you. Let me know what other kind of videos you want. Tell me what you got thrifting recently, please. That'd be awesome. What did you get for Christmas? Did you get any cool movies? Anything that you really wanted? Like, just let me know, and thanks for watching.